Dinosaurs are one of the most feared animals living on Earth. But when it comes to Jurassic Park, things get a whole lot worse than you might think. And that dinosaur was probably still roaming in the backgrounds of Jurassic Park and Jurassic World's franchises. And let me explain, this video will definitely give you nightmares. This is the Jurassic Park Troodon. The Jurassic Park Troodon is by far the most terrifying dinosaur to have ever encountered in the Jurassic World franchise. Why? Because not only this thing was small, but it was basically the deadliest kind of predator that you do not want to be facing with. And in fact, the Troodons are known to be quite terrifying with their nocturnal vision and venomous bite. The venomous bite could trigger hallucinations, paralysis, and even worse, they could even cause you to die instantly. But not only that, the way how these creatures give birth to their babies is by hatching their eggs inside of human victims. And this could likely be a horror movie scenario. What happens next is up to be one of the most terrifying encounters of the Jurassic World franchise. There's only one explanation of how these dinosaurs became to be the most terrifying encountered dinosaurs. Unlike the Velociraptors, the Tyrannosaurus Rex, the Indominus Rex, the Jurassic Park Troodon is by far the number one dinosaur that was cut off from the park because it was deemed too dangerous. And here's when things totally break down. In 1994, some of the crew members were scared off, including other dinosaurs. The Jurassic Park Troodon was not just terrifying by just showing their presence. They evoked one of the most terrifying and bone-chilling sounds. They make crocodile like hissing and growling, mixed with a cougar and a bunch of other animals. Another strange thing about is these dinosaurs also make very creepy growling and snarling sound effects. Although these dinosaurs were not meant for the Jurassic Park movies, they were pretty much still in the game, and things don't usually turn out to be the worst kind. Things get worse for the end. What made these things so terrifying is that they are not only just terrifying by showing their presence, their powers are pretty much advanced for their species due to being so small. These things have tapidum elucidum, which is basically how their eyes reflect in such a dim light, causing them to have the effects of eerie eyes glowing in the darkness, kind of like how a demon would see in the dark without the use of night vision. Although they were not seen in the daytime, they were only seen during nightfall. And trust me, if you ever seen these things out at night in Jurassic Park, you would be doomed for sure. The unavailability of the Jurassic Park Troodons was by far the correct way on how Jurassic Park was made to be a thriller. But the Jurassic Park game just makes things even more unsettling, unescapable to imagine far worse. And the Jurassic Park Troodon is by far the representation of fear, not just by showing presence. It's all about how they hunt and how do they move in such a formation so terrifying that every living predator chose to run away rather than fight. What makes the Jurassic Park Troodon the scariest kinds of dinosaurs to ever been seen in Jurassic Park is not because of their presence, because they had something most animals don't: night vision and venomous bite. The way how this bite actually works is that they trigger three different stages. One is paralysis, the second is convulsions and hallucinations, and the third one is the worst one to ever experience, and that is brain death. The Jurassic Park Troodons are said to be so venomous that they could easily predict on how far you would basically travel. Until then, it becomes too late. But then here comes the worst part. The victims are being used as incubators for the Troodon eggs, which then leads them to the baby hatchlings eating their way out of human bodies. This could likely be the whole de facto because in the Mist movie, we actually see a similar action with the Grey Widowers, such as giving birth to the small baby Grey Widowers inside of a human soldier. Ironically, whatever did happen next to the Troodons after Jurassic Park, well, it's unknown because we never even see them die, but it could be likely that they were eliminated off screen or died a gruesome fate that which led to their downfall and creation. And that is how the Jurassic Park Troodon came to existence. Thank you for watching. Make sure that you go comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.